welcome to Wine Bar Escapades with Mage and Jaamil.
Hi.
But no, we are checking in. It's been a minute. It's been some life. It's been lifing. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Got a vibe going?
I know, it's a whole vibe on this couch.
Vibes.
Yeah, we are all about good
exchanged.
vibes.
We appreciate
Good exchanges,
it.
good vibes.
Love a good vibe. How you been though? What's happening in your spirit in the chakra system?
Whew. Just a lot. I feel like, it's living in New York. It's like very classic living here, It's just like hustle and bustle and busy all the time, and there's always something going on. And, to like work full time, but also trying to pull off things that you want to do outside of your workplace, if that's, where you are in life, can be a task.
Yeah, like you have to have, you have your job and then you have like two side hustles, and then that extra gig when your side hustle like fails or something.
Yeah, where it's not pulling in what you'd hope it would.
Exactly.
So it's like, trying to balance that, I think, has been the most recent thing in my life, and it has actually really reminded me of the importance of having like a self-care routine. And I have been a little guilty about not being on top of it as much as I used to be. So now I'm like working on being more in my routine where I get up in the morning, I do my meditation, I work out, I chill, like I have like a morning routine. And I think I don't know, it just sets you up for the day. Like the same way, like, if you're a runner, you do relay races or whatever, like how you start, matters, like your positioning and everything, 100%. If you want to get to the end of the race and win. So, not that life is a race, but just the idea of setting yourself up to be successful. And I feel like I need to get back into that as regularly as I used to be, at least.
Exactly. Yeah, I know for myself, I'll have a moment when, like, I've had moments when I've not checked in properly and like made sure that I'm aligned, and the day just does not.
Yeah,
it does not. Like I'm realizing how it's so incredibly important that I have my morning routine in place. It's like it's crucial.
What's your morning routine? Like what's
Well, I get up at usually between 5:30. I'm usually gonna go sit in my sauna. Like I do that infrared situation.
Girl.
Yes. We love that.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And that also becomes like my time for meditation, for really centering myself, checking in with my chakra system, hydrating myself. I have like some weights in there and like my stretch, So it's just like I do my exercises, and just kind of get myself together. I love it. I usually have my first meeting of the day in the sauna as well.
Do you?
So that's nice. I just find it just centers me. It centers my spirit. It's almost like a sound booth as well. So I can do like voice recordings and stuff in there. It's just like a multi-purpose like spaceship, really, that takes me wherever I need to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great setup.
It's a vibe. And now I got to get whatever that incredible app is on the TV so that I can like, teleport.
What app?
I think it's the TV Mate.
Oh, TV Mate. TV Mate.
Yep.
That's a fun.
This is not an endorsement of TV Mate, but I hear that shit is right.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you get all the channels. And when I say all the channels, I mean all the channels.
Speaking of the channels,
it's like 20,000.
What like you are literally a multi-channel chick. So
thank you.
you no really though, because you have like relationships with birds that I know about. I know of a consistent relationship with this bird couple that you've been hanging out with for a good 2-3 years now.
Yeah, since I moved to Bushwick,
Yes,
since I moved to Bushwick, I
the
the
Cardinals.
the Cardinals. I got birds in my backyard. I have a plate that I put out, and I just put birdseed on it, just 'cause, you know. And I'm also one of those people that like walks around with birdseed in their backpack. So just like
Oh,
yeah, like in the special, well, not so much in the winter because I'm not really walking around so much. But in the
yeah.
summertime, I always have birdseed in my backpack. So
Because
I'm
you
like,
want to feed the
yeah, if I'm
birds.
chilling at the park and nothing's going on, I like feed some birds. Sometimes squirrels run up.
That's tender.
Um, so I started putting a plate of birdseed out on the fire escape of the old place that I used to live. And, you know, after a while, the birds started to know that they could come and
They started
get
to
food there.
trust you
Yeah,
with their
and
nourishment.
they did. And the cardinal in particular, which is so beautiful, would show up, and he would, be chirping, and you can like recognize his little call. And him and his wife would show up together, and he would like pick up the birdseed and chew it up, and then he'd feed it to her. It was cute, and it was interesting because I really wanted to develop a relationship with these birds. So usually I closed the window, but I started leaving it open so I could be a little bit more in proximity. And all the other birds were like, "Nope, we're not going to come in and get the food if you're going to be, if there's no space. We need that space." But the cardinal was the only one out of all of them that was actually brave enough to like come up to the plate.
Wow.
And because of it, he got a good look at my face. So eventually we developed a relationship where he would just like come and just chirp in the window for me to like feed him. And it was funny because all the other birds started to realize that once he showed up on the sill and he was about to get the food, all the other birds would be like sitting in the trees watching and waiting for me to like come out. And he would know, like he would see my lights come on, he would hear the music or whatever. So anyway, moved, living in a new place. And a few days after I moved here, guess who I saw in the backyard?
Wow.
The cardinal. And he's showing up again. So
Oh.
he's kind of like my, I don't know, I don't want to call him a pet because he's not under my control, but like, just my wildlife friend here in the city that I've been
That's
feeding for like
cute.
the
That's a
past
vibe.
3+ years.
Not everybody can, develop like such deep interspecial, relationships.
It's cute.
You
I love it.
know,
I love it.
I feel like again, it's one of the channels that so effortlessly tap into. It's so beautiful.
Well, I think trust is a channel.
Oh my God, talk about that.
I mean, let's dive in. Like,
Let's talk about that.
how do you really have a relationship with anyone, including yourself, if you aren't channeling trust? If you don't trust anybody, there's no real communication or connection going on between you and that person. And everything starts with you. So, honoring yourself and trusting yourself, I think, is really important. And that opens up channels to just about anything.
Yeah.
Especially the world around you.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I'm channeling this bird. I'm trying to get this bird to trust me, that I'm not going to harm him and that I'm just here to provide, but I also kind of have to trust that if I keep pushing the relationship that eventually something will come of it. And yeah, it did.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I think trust is one of the most important channels that you can have with anything.
Exactly. Especially with yourself. And I realize that I am my most powerful when I trust myself. And when I don't trust myself, I literally feel disempowered, And so but for me, I think there's also something entangled between trust and confidence,
Ooh.
Yeah,
I was gonna
those two
say.
things are deeply intermingled.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, especially as performers, musicians, actors, choreographers, whatever. I felt, going through school and as a musician, playing the cello for more than 2 decades, that there's nothing more powerless than feeling like you're about to walk on stage and haven't practiced something.
Mm-hmm.
or nothing that makes you feel more powerless. I should say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's also nothing more empowering than walking on stage knowing that you're gonna nail it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, and I feel like yes, it does tie in to what you're talking about in terms of like trust and confidence.
Exactly, exactly. And I
Yeah.
guess, I mean, since we're using that analogy, the thing that I struggle with is like there's this way in which you make where you have to, it's almost like you have to meet the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Like cuz you've planned the date for the premiere of the new work that you're still trying to figure out, and so you end up doing some shows that are not quite landing, but they're in a safe environment. No one will see this video.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
audience, some people got it, some people cared, some people didn't, whatever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's something that I struggle with because I know, like there's been some pretty, in my opinion, some tragic shows that have happened. I remember doing one in
Your
Philly.
shows.
Yeah, where and all of them were technical. Like, the microphone kept falling out during one performance, and I just felt, I just was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, I know. It's funny you say that because after doing, working with you and doing a variety of works with you, like they are very technical. In the
exactly.
way that
The
they're put
tech
together.
is so important
Yeah, it
to
really
the
is.
success of the piece.
Yeah, and the artistry just kind of comes along very naturally within the context of that.
Exactly.
But yeah, just like knowing the lighting, the right kind of lighting, the mood you're trying to create,
Exactly.
especially use a lot of technology.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I understand.
And finding that sweet spot when everything is cohering, like not one thing is like overpowering
Right.
the other, and like that is such a delicate thing, finding that moment. And so like that just takes time, and you don't know when that is going to happen. That may not happen by time you hit that premiere date,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
you move on, you lose, you learn. Hopefully
True.
what you lost, you know, wasn't as bad as you thought it
Yeah, and you gain something better.
and you gain something better. But it's a little different with live shows though, because you're creating an imprint of yourself in someone else's, like, understanding of the world and you in it. Plus they've like taken out like an hour or two of their life to come
Mm-hmm.
and try to learn something, and so you leave and it's like, ooh, what happened there? But I did one show. I think you were there with the show in Portland where I had COVID. Maybe you weren't at that
No, I
show.
wasn't at that one. No.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know what happened
Well,
during that
when
show,
yeah, I mean, live performance, like time is your medium.
but time is a part of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to cancel it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. But trust
Trust.
and confidence, those are things that are certainly, areas of uh, inquiry for me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, could we do a pull around
Yes.
a trust confidence pool maybe?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, this is a cute deck. Tell me about this deck.
This is the Y Spell Tarot deck.
Yes.
I actually got this as a gift for Christmas.
Oh, for you. Oh, someone got it for you.
Yeah, my family got it for me. So, it is a beautiful deck.
It's gorgeous.
Um,
I love that your family is like, ooh, Mage would like this. They know you.
they do.
That's beautiful.
They do. They do. They, yeah, and they support all of the wider range of things that I do
Exactly.
for a living.
Your witchetry.
My
Your
witchetry.
witchcraft.
You know,
Craft.
I work at a wine bar. I work at a crystal shop.
Mhm.
I, host events. So
Exactly.
perform.
Ooh, on that note, I wanna create an event. I wanna create a home event
Okay.
in my space in Philly.
Okay.
So I want to invite you to DJ and just do your vibe.
Okay, I would
It'll
love
be
to.
cute.
I would love to.
Yeah. I'm thinking like I want to like really like pizzazz the basement. Ooh, it could be like a kind of beach themed sauna party with
Okay.
like DJ. Like that could be
Yeah.
cute.
Okay, I'll play some Tribal House.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right. Maybe we
All
could do
right.
something. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, okay,
Okay.
cool. All
I'm
right.
into it. Okay. What are we pulling
I
about?
think we're pulling
Confidence.
confidence and trust. Trust and confidence. Something
Yeah.
about
How to get there.
do we want to detangle them? Do I feel a desire to detangle trust from confidence. But I don't know if this pull can do all that.
Well, let's disentangle trust from confidence. I was thinking about it. I think when here's the thing about confidence is confidence should never be forced. You know what I mean? Like when you see a confident person, I mean, what I imagine as a confident person, it's usually when you are most yourself and you aren't trying to be anything.
Exactly.
And you're just happy with who you are.
Exactly.
That comes across as confidence.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
And, how else can you truly be confident if you don't trust who you are? Again.
Well, you know what? I'm
I don't know, we're
being
going in a circle maybe.
really brave now because I feel like I'm starting to trust myself more, and the work that I'm presenting, that I'm teaching, I was just sharing this with my partner that, I feel as if it's landing with so much more, like with even greater truth, and as a result, I feel more confident in the work, because I am being as honest as I can. Like with this rest craft conjure work that I've been doing, it feels like the most honest thing, and I see as a result the way it's transforming the room, and that gives me confidence because I know that I'm being truthful and what is I'm receiving is honest. So it's like this.
The mirror.
Exactly. It's
what you give is what you get.
Exactly. Yeah. It was so nice. Like I led a whole day retreat. So I've been doing more retreats with organizations and schools, and it's been some of the most incredible work. So I just wanted to share that. So yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of it.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Me
man.
too. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to this summer.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
gonna
me
be
thinking.
beautiful.
And Chrysalis did get me thinking quite a bit.
Right. Oh, and I have
Yeah.
so much more information about that now.
Oh, do you?
Like many more downloads, much more clarity
Okay.
that I would love to share with you. So,
I feel like it was when we were Governors Island. It was very much a brainstorming.
Yeah. I'm
trying
much
things
clearer.
out. I mean, even for me, like that was such a leveling up in my musicianship when you asked me to do that in a way that just really took me by surprise. I listened to the work, and even like after even after creating it like more than half a year ago, I still listen to it for enjoyment. Like I enjoy what I'm listening to.
Oh, nice. It might be nice for one of our next rehearsals to like play with like remixing that. Or,
Yeah.
kind of playing with that score as the foundation, but mixing
Yeah,
that
and I would love to remix it and work with it again. Like I would be super excited to work with it again.
Yeah.
Because even since then I've come up with more ideas on how to
Exactly.
like change it and make it more exciting and do stuff. And just the idea of mixing music, voiceovers and newscast and nature
Yep.
into in a way that it really creates like a sound picture. It almost sounds like a score.
Yeah.
But like mixing, like DJing, doing something like that, and that's very exciting. And I think that's also the fun of like the live.
Exactly. But we also need that moment with you and that beautiful electric cello.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a moment.
Another gift
And
this
the
Christmas.
wings. I know. Your family was loving up.
They're the best.
Can I come?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Yeah, they're gonna visit
Like,
soon.
I need to I need to work my way into this family.
My family.
I need to know these people.
I'm definitely the black sheep.
I mean, hey,
in
they
the
love
family.
you. So.
They do, and I love them. I love
Yeah.
them, but I definitely am.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean,
Sometimes
they
you have
still-
to be the black sheep.
You know, because I have a whole life that I've created here. You know, I don't live in Atlanta anymore, and I don't go by my birth name. So 98% of the year, everyone calls me Mage.
You
And
became a whole person, a whole other person.
they have no idea.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
But I love that. I think that'll be a beautiful conversation. Maybe our next conversation can be something about like reimagining self, like the vision that it takes to do that. Because we've
Yeah.
both done it in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to have it. I'd love to just unpack that with you.
Yeah.
I think that could be really a lovely conversation.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, especially it's the idea of even changing your name.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. Just being truthful, being
truthful
honest,
or being honest.
which in part creates more confidence.
Mhm.
See?
Yeah, that's a whole conversation about the name change and what that trust and confidence.
Right?
But yeah, anyway, just reading.
All right, let's
So
read.
we're gonna do trust and confidence. What are we gonna say? Like how?
How might we consider this moment of transition, the spring moment, as an opportunity to be more honest and truthful with ourselves?
Okay.
How might we do that? On the verge of equinox and all that beautiful stuff.
So
Okay, the
we
Two
got
of Swords.
yeah, we got the Two of Swords reversed.
Upside down.
Upside down, Two of Swords reversed. So, in general, when the Two of Swords comes up as its upright version, it usually represents a decision that needs to be made. Torn between a decision that needs to be made. You have two very distinct choices to make. And the woman is blindfolded, showing that this decision isn't going to come from any sort of like outside source. It's not a decision that anyone can tell you to make, or even research to do. This is a very intuitive decision. It's coming from you, and I think it also represents the fact that you kind of have to block out a lot of the outside noise in order to quiet things around you and really zone in on the right decision for you.
Yeah, literally, close down some of the
literally
perceptors.
blindfolded around her ears.
And listen.
She also sits on land, which represents the fact that this is a practical decision that they have to make that is going to affect their life in a very practical way. But it also has the ocean behind her, which shows that it's also going to be a very deeply emotional decision as well. So you've kind of got the dichotomy of that. And the fact is that the card is the Two of Swords, and swords in tarot represent the mind, they represent wind, they represent our mental capacities, communication, intelligence, knowledge. So, this is a little bit of a mind game, being torn between these two decisions. Now it comes up reversed, which alters the meaning somewhat. It can have two extremes. It can be one, you are really going through a lot of turmoil coming to the decision that you want to make. Or it could mean that you've been paying too attention to what's going on outside you and not what's going on within you. What I usually interpret this as is that you're getting really close to making the decision that you want to make, or that it no longer is a choice. Like, you've already deeply and intuitively know what you want to do.
Now you have to do it.
And now it's time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in relation to trust and confidence is that I think that, you know, we are very close to deciding between whether or not we're going to take that path of just trusting ourselves or whether we're going to resist and continue to cycle through. I think some of us are tired of being in this sort of like, should I trust myself? Do I have confidence?
Yeah.
Am I going to get there? And I think it's saying that you will get there, but it's up to you to make that intuitive decision to start trusting yourself internally and trusting your own decision making.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I agree 100%. You know, like when I think back through my history and the moments that I've just like believed I could fly and just, you know, stepped off the cliff and let the wind carry me, and you know, and next thing I know, I was soaring. The thing is, I didn't quite know how I was soaring, but I was soaring, so I was like, okay.
Trust.
Just trusting, right?
Yeah.
Just trusting, you know, in the process.
I say this a lot, and it's easy to say, but it's different when you're working through it. But I say, you know, the first step to walking on water is believing that you can.
Exactly.
You know? Otherwise, you'll never know and you'll never try. And I definitely had moments in my life where I was walking on water. And sometimes it's like you didn't have a choice. You needed to just go for it. But I wish I did a little bit more trusting of myself when my back wasn't against the wall.
Exactly, right? Like, what
you
about being
how much
proactive and not reactive?
Right.
You know, I was just talking to someone about this in regards to like my coach actually, in regards to an affirmation and gratitude process and how to be more proactive in the gratitude that opens up to greater and greater abundance instead of being reactive when I'm already like inside of like a kind of emotional turmoil. You know, like I tend to lean to gratitude and affirmation to like correct and, you know, to go into this corrective space. And I'm sort of trying to reimagine and reprogram that process so that I'm far more, you know, proactive in, you know, my affirmation and gratitude process, which is why that checking in is so important for me, you know, and us.
And
so,
us,
hey,
you know, yeah, it's interesting that you talk about being a proactive in terms of gratitude. I feel like I've been doing that, but maybe not consciously, in that I'm like, whenever I feel like stressed or anxious, I try to focus on the things that are going right. Because there are many things in my story that are going in the right direction, in the right way, in the way that I want them to. But then there are other things that aren't, you know? And sometimes when I get worried or anxious, just focusing on the stuff that's moving in the direction that I want it to is extremely helpful. So, you know, I could just be more conscious, mindful, and just say, you know, expressing gratitude by focusing on the good.
Exactly. We're focusing on the good. We're focusing on truth. We're focusing on affirmation and, yeah, and we're checking in. So thank you so much, Mage, for this lovely conversation and discourse.
Yeah, this was great.
Lovely. Love this.
Yeah, actually, we should do this more.
I want to do it more.
We should do this more.
More, please. More,
yes.
sir. More, please.
Yes.
All right. Well, until next time.
Until next time.
All right. Bye, ciao.
Bye.